Most men are lost, not because they are lazy, not because they lack intelligence, not because life dealt them a bad hand. They are lost because nobody ever taught them the one question that changes everything. Why am I here? Not philosophically, practically. What is the specific reason that this specific man, with this specific set of skills, this specific hunger, this specific experience, exists on this earth right now? Most men never answer that question. Not because the answer is not there, because they never learned how to look for it. The Japanese have a word for it, Ikigai. Roughly translated, reason for being. The specific intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. The man who finds that intersection does not need motivation, does not need discipline tricks, does not need a morning routine to force himself into action. He simply moves, every day, toward the thing that is so specifically his that no other man on earth could do it in quite the same way. This video is about finding that thing, and why most men never do. Most men look for purpose in the wrong places. They look in what their parents wanted for them, in what their culture tells them a successful man looks like, in what their peers are doing, in what makes the most money, in what gets the most respect. And they find, if they find anything, a life that looks right from the outside and feels hollow from the inside. Because purpose is not found in what other people need from you. It is found in the intersection of what you are and what the world genuinely needs from someone like you. There is a difference between those two things that most men never examine. The first is external, assigned, given to you by your environment. The second is internal, discovered, built from the inside out. The man who lives the first works hard for a life that was never his. The man who discovers the second works hard for a life that could not belong to anyone else. The Japanese concept of Ikigai is not complicated, but it is precise. It sits at the intersection of four things: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. Most men have one or two of these, some have three. The man who finds all four has found his Ikigai, his reason for being. And the man with a reason for being cannot be stopped. Not by failure, not by setbacks, not by the opinion of people who never found theirs. Because he is not moving toward a goal, he is moving toward himself. And that kind of movement does not stop. It only deepens. Here is where most self-help gets it wrong. Follow your passion. Do what you love. The money will follow. This is dangerous advice. Not because passion is irrelevant, because passion without skill produces nothing. Passion without the world needing it produces nothing. Passion without sustainability produces burnout. The man who only asks, "What do I love?" and builds his life around the answer will eventually find himself broke, frustrated, and wondering why loving something was not enough. Ikigai is not about passion. It is about intersection. The question is not, what do I love? The question is, what do I love that I am also good at? That the world also needs, that I can also sustain myself doing? That is the question most men never ask. And the answer to that question is the difference between a life that burns bright and dies fast, and a life that builds slowly and lasts forever. Still here? Good. Subscribe right now. Because what I'm about to show you is how to actually find your Ikigai, not through journaling exercises or personality tests, through the specific questions that reveal what was always there waiting to be seen. hit subscribe. 4 questions. Answer them honestly. Question 1. What do you love? Not what you think you should love. Not what looks good. Not what other people admire. What makes you lose track of time? What you would do even if nobody was watching. What you have always been drawn to, even when it made no sense to anyone around you. Write it down. Question 2. What are you good at? Not what you wish you were good at. What people come to you for. What comes easily to you that seems hard for others. What you have built skill in, deliberately or accidentally, over the years. This is not modesty. This is honest assessment. Write it down. Question 3. What does the world need? Not in the abstract. Specifically. What problems exist that you are positioned to solve? What gap exists between what people have and what they actually need? Where your specific combination of love and skill meets a real demand in the real world. Write it down. Question 4. What can you be paid for? Not what you want to be paid for. What people will actually exchange value for. What the market confirms has worth. This is the grounding question. The one that separates Ikigai from fantasy. Write it down. Now look at the intersection. Where all 4 answers overlap. That is your Ikigai. That is your purpose. Not assigned to you by anyone, discovered by you, through honest examination of what you actually are. The man who finds his Ikigai does not become perfect. He does not become fearless. He does not suddenly have all the answers. He becomes specific. He knows what he is building. He knows why it matters. He knows that the work he is doing could not be done in quite the same way by anyone else. And that specificity, that sense of irreplaceable direction, is what produces the energy most men are desperately chasing through motivation videos and morning routines. You cannot manufacture that energy. You can only discover the purpose that produces it naturally. And purpose is always found the same way. Not by looking outward, by looking at the intersection of what you are and what the world genuinely needs from someone exactly like you. Most men will spend their entire lives searching for purpose in the wrong places, in other people's expectations, in society's definition of success, in what makes the most money or gets the most respect, and they will find, if they are lucky, a life that looks right from the outside and feels empty from the inside. You now know where to look, not outside, at the intersection. What you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, what you can sustain yourself doing. Find that intersection. Build there. And watch what happens to a man who finally stops living someone else's life and starts building his own. If this video gave you something, subscribe. This channel is for the men who are serious about building themselves from the ground up. New video every week. Hit the bell. Stay with us. Stay cold. Keep building.